In this video, we're talking about neural control, which is in Chapter 9 of the ACE Personal Trainer exam. Now, before we dive into that, I just want to say, if you are really struggling with this concept, if you've spent hours and hours studying this and it's still not making any sense at all, I would not worry about this. I'm not saying it's not going to be on the exam, but this exam is so big, I think your time is better spent studying other topics that are going to represent a larger portion of the exam. So that being said, if you do understand this concept, it will help you. You may not have a question directly related to neural control, but if you know this stuff, it will help you kind of problem solve your way through other questions where you might have little remnants of this associated with that question. So anyways, just keep that in mind. So with neural control, they're talking about these impulses being transmitted to a muscle. Now, with a shortened muscle, and when they say shortened muscle, take the example of an office worker who sits in a chair for prolonged periods of time, and they have tight hip flexors, right? Okay, that's what they mean by in this situation when they're talking about shortened muscles. It's that kind of shortened muscle is what they're talking about. So when a muscle is shortened like that, it also increases the muscle tonicity. Okay, I've had a lot of questions about what is tonicity. So all tonicity means is like the tension of the muscle or artery or living tissue is how the textbook definition describes it. So tonicity just means tension on the muscle. Okay, so when that muscle is shortened, there's more tension on the muscle. That's all they're referring to. When they say hypertonicity, it just means that it's extremely under extreme tension. So take the example of that office worker who's sitting in a chair and they're trying to stand up. They're going to use their glutes and their hamstrings to stand up. But if their hip flexors are tight, then there's a chance that those hip flexors can fire before the hamstrings and the glutes. And if you remember the principle of reciprocal inhibition, so if the hip flexors fire early, it's going to inhibit the opposite muscle group, in this case the hamstrings or glutes, to activate, right? So you've got these active hip flexors, but underactive glutes and hamstrings, which are the muscles that are supposed to be being activated to help you stand up. So if your body can't use those glutes and hamstrings to stand up out of the chair, then it's going to call on other muscle groups that it's not supposed to help you stand up. And if this is done time and time again over a period of months or years, you're going to have muscle imbalances, and you're also more than likely going to put pressure on joints that are not supposed to be there, and that's how injuries occur. This has been a super quick video. I hope this makes sense and clarifies some things for you about neural control. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. I do try to get back to everybody, and let me know what other topics you would like me to cover. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.